Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and yeah, I hope your December is going very well. This puzzle is called Boomerangs in Orbit by Sudoku Noob, who I think has featured on the channel before and is no noob anymore. But we'll have a look at it in a moment. It would have been a wonderful addition to either our line Sudoku or Domino Sudoku app, as it has those features in it. I will go through the rules shortly. Don't forget that you can still swipe right and have a go at the Patreon monthly reward, which is a dating agency game where you have to match up and solve Sudokus. And it's been very popular. It's easier than some of the previous months. It's easier than next month's, I'll tell you that now. But it's good fun, and check out our Patreon where there's always some brilliant extra content, Sudoku extras like Simon solving hard puzzles or videos of those patron reward puzzles. There's connections, game, crossword videos, loads going on. It's the best puzzle club in the world, we believe. Now, what else we've got? We've got, of course, the spreadsheet of all our past videos, thousands and thousands of them. You can browse them there. Thanks to Webby for maintaining it. We've got our merchandise. We've got SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD. They're all on the links under the video, along with those apps that I mentioned. All of the apps, 12 of them, including Fog of War, our latest one. Very popular, and unsurprisingly so. But let's have a look at the first link under the video, which is to Boomerangs in Orbit by Sudoku Noob. And the rules are that normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 goes in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Along green German whisper line, neighbouring digits must have a difference of at least 5. A Renban line, pink or purple according to taste, has a set of 5 consecutive digits on it, but not necessarily in any particular order. So this one could have 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 on it in some order. Then we have X's, which mark 2 cells that happen to add up to 10, V's that add up to 5 on in the 2 cells, not all necessarily given. Those are the rules. Pretty straightforward for anyone who's watched a few videos on the channel before, but for an actual noob, this would be quite complex. But I'm going to restart the clock and say, let's get cracking. How do we crack into this? I think we start with highs and lows. So I'm going to use a blue color for low digits, by which today I'm defining a low digit as 1 to 4. And the V's must always contain low digits. So I'm putting blue in those cells. Now, German whisper lines never have 5 on, so they always have a coloured cell on in this marking scheme, and they alternate between lower digits and higher digits, otherwise you wouldn't get the difference of 5. So we've got a couple of green lines that we know the alternation of. I'm using orange for high digits because of the sort of temperature scale. Orange is warmer than blue, which is cold. Now on an X, we must have 1 of each to make up a 10 total. So that's a little bit of colouring done already. What have we learnt from that? I'd like to have learnt a bit more than I have. I'm wondering if those V's have to be the same digits. I'm not sure about that. This is either a 5 or a blue cell, because of the Renban. It's the first Renban cell with colouring on. I hope I'm approaching this the right way. I feel I must be. Okay, where's 5 in, yes, where's 5, that's lovely. Where's 5 in column 3? It's not on a green line, it's not allowed to be, so it's in one of those cells. Where's 5 in row 3? It's neither allowed to be on a green line nor on an X. It can't even be on a V in case there was a V there. There isn't. But that means 5's in one of those cells, and it's also in one of those cells. It must be at the intersection there. I could have told you anyway. Oh, can we do that for row 7 and column 7 as well? We can. Look, 5's in one of those, 5 can't be on a V or an X, so it's in one of those. It's again on the intersection. I could have told you anyway that a 5-cell Renban had to have a 5 on it, but it's all the same deduction in the end. Now, what I was going to say up here was that the Renban means... I think we must have some sharing of high and low in one of these orientations. Actually, it's not necessarily true for this column. If those were both high, that would have used up all the highs and these would both be low. Oh, down here, oh, right, we know exactly what's on this Renban. There are 2 highs and 2 lows there. So the Renban has 2 highs and 2 lows on it, and they must be 3, 4, 6, and 7 to all connect together. So this group of cells is a 1, 2, 8, 9 quad. Now, this is a pair of low digits, and they can't be 3 and 4, or that would leave 1 and 2 here. Well, also, hang on, we've got at least 1 low here, because these alternate between either 2 highs and a low or 2 lows and a high. So there's a maximum of 1 low here. Now there's a minimum of 1 low in this row. I think that was always the minimum based on this. There's something going on. I don't... Well, 5 in box 7, you've noticed this ages ago, is in one of those 2 cells because it can't be on the V or the green line. Maybe I just haven't thought enough about 5s. I don't know, they don't look all that helpful to me in the other boxes, so I'm not going to spend a long time on that. Now, these are both low. Right, so they either involve a 3 or a 4. It's either a 1, 4 or a 2, 3 pair. Now I think this line... Oh no, I was thinking of it as a Renban. Oh, but of course, sorry, those 3 are the same polarity and they can't be low. It's very straightforward. Okay, I'm only 5 minutes in, I don't feel dreadful. They have to be high because they're all the same, and if they were all low you'd have 5 lows in the box, and there aren't 5 lows. So those are low. This is 5 and a high digit. That's how I actually saw what was going on here. Now, these 2 are not allowed to include a 4. This is the third thing that I didn't tell you about German whisper lines. 4s and 6s are occasionally difficult to place, because they can't sit in a cell where they're 2 neighbours, which always, in the case of a 4, have to be 9, can see each other. So these ones don't involve a 4. So the 4 in the box is on the V. These are a 2 and a 3. They can only touch the digits 7, 8, and 9. They can never touch a 6, either of those. So this is a 5, 6 pair. That's now not a 6. I wanted to say this is not a 2, 3 pair. I don't think I have that right yet. Yes, I do. Here's how I'm going to give myself the right to say this is not a 2, 3 pair. If it was, the 1, 4ing this column would be there. This would have to be a 2, 3 pair as well. And now you would have 2s and 3s in 3 different cells in column 2. I was expecting to actually prove that wrong along this row, but that was quicker when I was doing it. So this is now a 1, 4 pair. That's not allowed to be 4. Again, those would both be 9. So that's a 1, that's a 4. This is 3 or 5. That 4 has settled something in box 7, row 9, I mean. That's now not a 4. No, that wasn't a 4 before, but now it's definitely not a 4. These 2 include a 6. That would have been another way of getting that this was a 1. And these include a 4 and either 2 or 3, and they're both low. That is 6, 7 or 8 by the power of x. Now what are these? They are not both, are they both low? I don't think they're both low, and I'm going to try and prove that here. If they were both low, you'd have to have a low digit here and a low digit here. I have failed to prove that by virtue of row 3. So I don't know yet. That's irritating. I thought that was going to be a slam dunk, and it absolutely wasn't. Right, in this row, I don't seem to have anywhere for a 1 apart from there. So I'm whacking that in the grid. That's a 4. These involve a 6. In fact, these can't be high. These are both low. That's where the double low is going on one of these 5-cell Ren bands. Well, there as well. But anyway, these are now 7 and 6, and they're just done. And now, for his next trick, that is 8 or 9 being high and not 7 or 6. That's a 1 or a 2. That is 3 or 4 at the top. That 8 or 9... Okay, this can't be 1 or 4. If it's low, it's 2 or 3. It can't be 3, because 3 would have to be surrounded by an 8-9 pair, and that would break that. So if this is low, it's 2. If it's high, I don't have a vast amount of information. I'm still absolutely sure 6 is going to be on that Ren band, but I haven't got any proof. Now, okay, this column, right, we've got 2 lows there. We've got 3 highs in operation, so the middle of that has to be high, so the lows can alternate around it. That's now high. The numbers here, that's 8 or 9. This pair adds up to 5, because that pair adds up to 5, and that leaves a pair adding up to 5. Don't know quite how it works though. I feel like that's probably low, but I don't know. Okay, my boomerangs are flying around in orbit and not quite landing at the moment. I'm so convinced these aren't both low. But actually, could they both be high? I don't know. I honestly don't know. So, I don't know where I should be looking at the moment. One of those is a 4. We knew that. That is 8 or 9 because it's sitting in between a 2 and a 3. Thrilling information, isn't it? One of these pairs goes, oh, that's a 3-4 pair, looking at that. So that's a 2, that's a 3. The surrounding the 3 must be 8 and 9, so that's a 7. Now these don't have 8 or 9, they are a 6-7 pair. I mean, I now know there's a 7 in one of those cells. That's not absolutely thrilling. There's no 7 in those. Oh, these can't have a 1 in, so these can't have a 9 in because of this 1. And then the X. What about the X? Something about the X's I'm feeling. Right, if that was a 2, maybe I could rule that out and get the polarities here. Then that would be a 7, 8, 9 group, and that would be a 6, 4 pair. And that would be 1, 3, and that seems to work absolutely hunky-dory. That's so surprising. Gosh, I'm struggling around now. 5, 6, 3, 4, 7. 9 in this row is in one of those cells. Is that right? Yes, it is. That's quite surprising. That means this is a 6-8 pair. That means this is a 9. That's an 8. There's no 8 in these cells and therefore no 2 in those cells. Now we have a 1-8 pair here. That is now a 2-9 pair. This group of cells is 3-5-7. I strongly suspect that won't have improved anything looking up the columns. Oh, maybe. These pairs, are they? No, I don't know. 6, 7, 8, 9. This pair, it added to 5, didn't it? So it's either a 2-3 or a 1-4 pair. If it's a 1-4 pair, that's always 9. And then that would be 7. If it's a 1-4 pair, that's always 9. And the 4 would have to be here, and that would be a 6. But if it's a 2-3 pair, that could still be 9. Oh. Right, I need to find some other digit. There is a 4 there. Yeah, where does 4 go in row 3? Not there. So either in one of those positions with a 9 there. If 4 went on this line with a 9 there, that would be 8. This would have to be a 3-7 pair. The alternative is that 4's not on this line, then 4's here. So this is either 3-7 or 4-6. That is either 8-9 or 1-2. And that, no, it's not quite forming a quad. There is a virtual 3-4 pair in the books, though. There is going to be some intelligent question about this line. Like, where does 1 go? I can't quite see what the intelligent question is. Don't have the intelligence for it. Ow, that's annoying me now. It's going to be something like this crazy little purple-pink line, isn't it? What do we do? It's something so obvious, and you're probably shouting at the screen, and I can't hear you. 1, 4, 6, 7. 2 is in one of those cells. Oh, these are a known 2-4 pair. Well, that is blindingly obvious now. Now 3 has to be on this Renban. Because 2 is on it. I mean, it really was blindingly obvious. No wonder you were shouting. That's 4 or 6. This is definitely 1 or 9. That's now a 3. Oh, it's so straightforward suddenly. 2, 8, 9 there. This is a 1-4 pair, and this one can't be a 1. Because we'd need another 9 in the box. So that's a 4, that's a 1. It really was blindingly obvious because of that 3. Honestly, you just don't know why your brain has these little seizures from time to time. It's very disappointing. Now, 8, 4, 6, that's 1 low and 1 high. I'm going to give myself the luxury of a part-coloured domino. 3 is here. If there was a 1 there, that's a 2, and these are 7 and 9. Okay, that is still possible. Otherwise, this is high, and the low digits here are 1 and 2. Yeah, that doesn't work. The simple question is, there is already a 6 in this row, so there can't be a 6 on this Renban. So it is a 1-3 pair, and we know the order. I mean, it really is relatively simple when you finally see it. Now, we've got 2, 7, 9 here, so 7, 9 surround the 2. This could still just be a 3. It could be low. Got a 6, 7, 8, 9 quad in the top left corner there. Don't be using the Fistamafel ring on me. We don't need that. 4 there, 6 there, 1 there. That's just Sudoku. I could colour those. I'm much more minded to get rid of all the colouring now. I'm going to do it. It's done its job. There we go. This is now an 8-2 pair. There's no 1 in those cells. We know where 9 is in the box. We've got a 7-5 pair. We can do that. 3 and 4. This is a known 2-8 pair. 3, 5, 7 there. That needs an even number, 6 or 8. That has become a 7, so we get a 6. This can't be 6. So 6 is in one of those cells. It can't be 6 because it couldn't have a 1 next to it. That's an X-wing on 6s. So there's a 6 up the middle column somewhere. Now, there's only 1 low digit available for this line, so that goes in the middle of it there. 3 with an 8-9 pair surrounding. 5, oh, what am I doing? 5, 6, 7 still to place in the middle column. That 3 sees that cell, which is a 5 now, and that makes this one a 7. These are from 2, 6, 8, 6, 1, 7, 5, 4. That's a 3, 2 pair. That's an 8, 9 pair. That's going to settle the hash of this cell. Gives me a 6 there. Got a 5, 7 pair in the row. That's become a 5. These must get disambiguated through that 9. That's how it's going to happen. 9 there, 8, 7. No, I can't do these remaining box 4 digits, but I can do that pair. Then I can do, well, that cell's been doable for a little while. That's a 3, 8 pair. You know how I'm going to do columns 4 and 6, which otherwise would not be able to be disambiguated. It's by virtue of this, which must be connecting to a 7 there. And actually, that then does the row 4 and 6 versions as well. That's really, it's a really clever little one tiny little pink line, and it actually sorts out disambiguation in row 4 and 6, but also in column 4 and 6. Little tip for setters there. Sometimes you can achieve everything you need by one tiny adjustment. Here's how I would put that tip. That's 1 and 5. 5, 7, 3. That's 8 and 3. That's 8 and 6. That's 2 and 6. 2 and 9, and there we go. That's a lovely puzzle. Very nice indeed. There will be a solution link for you when you have a go at that to prove whether you've got it right or not. And if you like to click the tick as you go along to prove you haven't gone wrong yet, that'll be available too. But thank you very much for watching us do Sudoku on Cracking the Cryptic. It's always a pleasure to be with you and bring you puzzles. And we'll be back with 2 more tomorrow. Bye for now.